All right, everybody. Good afternoon. Hope you guys are still doing well today. We've got an injury report. The Wednesday injury report from the Seahawks and the 49ers is on deck here. We're taking it from Greg Bell's tweet today since he had both teams in his image. And I'll tell you, it can never be completely easy, can it? It can never be completely clean. Everything can't be completely transparent. So, yeah, what I'm trying to say is that there were a couple of points of concern from this injury report for the Seahawks. I'd like to sit here and say, hey, everything is perfect, everything is good, we got nothing to worry about. But there were some interesting discoveries on this report. So let's go to the image here. Let's start with the Seahawks side of things. As you can see, the list is long, but again, we got to dig a little bit deeper. All right, everybody, before we go any further into the video, I want to take a minute to tell you guys about a wonderful app called Sleeper, a one-stop shop for all your sports needs. You can celebrate and chat about sports in real time with other users. You can get all kinds of scores, sports news, and sports alerts with blazing fast speed. And of course, you can play in fantasy leagues and win real money on picks contests. So enjoy sports with other people in a community. Download the Sleeper app today and remember to use the promo code SBN, that is SBN, for up to a $100 match on your first deposit. And they also have a free $20 entry right now, no deposit required. So pair those two up. Terms and conditions do apply. See Sleeper's terms of use for details. Currently operational in over 25 states and growing. Check out the Sleeper app and have fun with sports this year. Okay, so let's get the easy stuff out of the way first here. JSN and Leonard Williams both went to full participation today. They were never hurt in the first place, so nothing to really think about there. JSN, Leonard Williams, both going to be good to go on Saturday. We also had some other full participants, including Elijah Arroyo, AJ Barner, and Kobe Bryant. All three of those guys were full participants on Tuesday. They remained full participants today, so look, it's possible that Arroyo doesn't get activated for this game, but it sure seems like we're headed that way. And at the very least, what we can say is that he should be fine. And even if we don't get him back for this game, like I've said before, I don't know how much he's going to be doing for this team. So it's one of those things where it seems like if we want him back, we can get him back. And if we don't get him back, probably means we just aren't that worried about getting Arroyo back for this particular game. So that's most of the easy stuff out of the way. No issues there. We did have DeMarcus Lawrence go from limited to full today, so that's good. And McDonald was actually asked about DeMarcus Lawrence earlier today, and he basically said it's an issue that he's been working through for a little while now. There's no concern about his availability. There's no real concern about the injury, but technically, yes, he is working through something. We've been managing it for a while, so not a big deal. So DeMarcus Lawrence, nothing to really worry about. He's going to play, and it's more than anything, it seems to be just kind of wear and tear on an older player who has played maybe a little bit more than the Seahawks intended this season, but no concern about him potentially missing full participation. Also, full participation today, Chaz Surratt, who was limited yesterday. So, not that it really matters that much, but it looks like he is headed towards being healthy. Looks like he is headed towards being available. So, Chaz Surratt obviously only really has a special team role right now, but it's better to have him than not have him, right? Okay, so that is most of the easy and free stuff. Let's get into some of the stuff that's a little bit more complicated. Now, Ernest Jones, yes, technically he is here with an illness and he did not practice today, but it's an illness, right? That's not going to keep him off the field. It's probably not even going to be affecting him by Saturday. Even if he's still sick on Saturday, they pump you full of so much medication. You don't even notice you're sick until after the game's over. So, not really worried about that one. I don't think we have anything to be concerned about with Ernest Jones. So, sick player, it's very rare that a player being sick actually has a significant negative effect on them at the NFL level. So that one, whatever. Not too worried about it. Reek Woolen remains a limited participant with the oblique injury, so I guess we can. My body's kind of blocking it a little bit here, but limited participation for Reek Woolen today. So the injury, whatever it is, seems like it is at least somewhat legitimate, but it also seems like it's not going to keep him off the field. It is unfortunate that something had to happen during the week, apparently. I don't know what it could have been. Can't really guess what may have happened. I don't think anything happened in that 49ers game, but at the same time, maybe something did. The team is not necessarily obligated to reveal everything that happened as it pertains to injury stuff coming out of every single game. So maybe, but he was limited. Also limited today was Tyrese Knight. He was a DNP yesterday, though, so that's a step in the right direction. And then you got Josh Jones, who was a DNP for the second day in a row. So, don't really know what to say about that. We know how beat up he was coming out of that Niners game. So, it's not a shock that he still has stuff he's working through. And the way things are going, he may not be available for Saturday's game. And normally that would be totally fine. But now we've got something to worry about with Charles Cross. And this is kind of what I was alluding to earlier. This is the thing that we're dealing with that we don't need to be dealing with. And this is the thing that could end up being a big problem. Like, I'm not worried about DeMarcus Lawrence, really. I'm not worried about Reek Woolen. I'm not worried about Ernest Jones. Like, those guys, I think they'll be out there. I think they'll be fine. This, though, I did not need to see this today. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Charles Cross, limited participation, listed with a new injury today, a knee injury. Remember, the hamstring was the injury from the Colts game that he's been working through for the past month. The knee injury is new today. So, therefore, something may have happened today that caused him to miss some practice. And yeah, this is not what I need to be dealing with right now as a Seahawks fan. And again, the fact that Josh Jones is so beat up, this could this is the one thing here that could create a problem. Real quick, we could be down to a third string tackle. We could be down to what, Amari Kite? We could be down to Logan Brown. Like, it could get bad pretty fast. So if there's anything on this injury report that alarms me, it is that, but it is fairly alarming. And until we either get clarity from the team tomorrow or the coaches come out and address what happened specifically, it's going to be a little bit nerve-wracking right now. So you got to clench up a little bit here. This team can survive without Charles Cross, as they proved over the last few games, but I don't know if they can survive without Charles Cross and Josh Jones. That may be, then you get into territory where it's like you really got to turtle up offensively and hope your defense can win the game. And I don't want to alarm anybody yet because he was limited today, but the nature of him being limited today is a little bit concerning. I got to be real about that. Okay, so that's it for the Seahawks side of things. Again, mostly things are looking good. You look at these guys, a lot of them were full participants. A couple guys were limited, but they were limited in such a way that it seems like they're going to be able to play. It's Wednesday, obviously. We play Saturday night. Ernest Jones, I'm not worried about that because it's just a sickness, but this Charles Cross thing, I do not need to be dealing with, right? We do not need to be dealing with a third string left tackle in a playoff game. Okay, let's go to the Niners side, which is going to be a lot quicker to get through. I'm just going to say that. Nothing really changed from yesterday for the 49ers, right? You can see that they got Jair Brown, DNP, DNP again. We already know he's probably out. Luke Gifford, still DNP, DNP again. Doesn't really matter that much at the moment, although it could because they're so thin at linebacker. And everybody that was limited yesterday was limited again today, except for Trent Williams, who, like I said, I never had any doubt about Trent Williams being able to play. They give him some practice off because he's a veteran more than anything else. But he went from limited to full, so Trent Williams is fine. Everyone else was limited again if they were limited on Tuesday. D. Winters, Keon White, Fred Warner, Dominic Pooney, Ricky Pearsall. Now, the one thing with Pearsall is that he was asked about being able to play this week against the Seahawks, and he said he was optimistic that he would be able to play. Now, I don't know how much that necessarily means, but it is the first time he's practiced since the injury, I believe. Maybe he practiced a little bit before the Seahawks game a couple weeks ago, but I believe that Pearsall did not practice at all before the Eagles game. So you look at it, and it's kind of like, at least he's on the field now. That's clearly a step in the right direction. So I guess his odds of playing have gone up a little bit, but Pearsall is a guy who gets hurt a lot, so we definitely got to keep an eye on that. Gross Matos limited again. So we didn't really learn anything new here. The only things we really learned, well, I would go so far as to say Pearsall was the main revelation from this, right? Like, of course, Fred Warner's still going to be able to practice a little bit, but we already know his chances of playing are very, very thin. Trent Williams, we always thought he was going to play anyway. Keon White, same thing there, I think. So, not really a lot of new information here, just kind of the same old. But the Seattle stuff, a lot of new stuff going on here, and there's some stuff to be relieved about, like with DeMarcus Lawrence, like with, to a certain extent, I would say, Ernest Jones. But that Charles Cross thing, not what we needed. Okay. See you guys later. Go Hawks. Everybody have a good rest of your day. Gonna go live on Twitch later. Everybody, hope to see you there. If not, we'll do more videos tomorrow. All right. See you guys later. Go Hawks.